Hi there, David here once again, coming to you for Be in Crypto. Today, we're going to be addressing a question that many both inside and outside of the crypto space have been asking. Specifically, how early are we in terms of global adoption? Well, in this video, we'll be covering the info that helps answer that question. We'll look at the market cap of crypto against the rest of the world's monetary value. Then, we'll touch on recent news that highlights how various industries are receiving crypto, and we'll take a look at regulations and how governments are responding. By the end, you should have a much better idea of where the crypto space stands. Also, it goes without saying, but none of this is investment advice, and we won't be making any specific predictions about what's to come. Okay, with all that said, what are we waiting for? Let's jump right on in. First off, let's look at some basic numbers. According to a handy chart available at visualcapitalist.com, we can get a pretty good idea of how the cryptocurrency market cap compares to the amount of value in other markets. At the time this video was written, the cryptocurrency market is at a valuation of about 1.7 trillion US dollars. Now, that is down a little bit from the all-time high of about 3 trillion, but it also gives us a good place to start. As we can see from the chart, the entirety of crypto is still a tiny fraction of virtually every other form of market. Now, these numbers are a little outdated, but it's safe to say that as far as the ratios go, crypto is still less than 1% of all the money in the world. Hence, even just the raw math speaks to the idea that it's still very much the early days for cryptocurrency. Obviously, I'm speaking to those who are basically already sold on the idea that crypto's here to stay. If you think it's just a bubble and Bitcoin is eventually going to go to zero, you may not agree with our assessment. However, if crypto does stay around, then it will also likely continue to grow. There's simply so much money out there that hasn't entered into the crypto space yet, it seems incredibly unlikely that more of it won't find its way there in the coming years. Moving on, let's take a look at the business world. Companies are increasingly embracing either accepting crypto or having other crypto-themed events and promotions. For example, recently in Los Angeles, the famed Staples Center has been renamed to the Crypto.com Arena. There have also been various announcements from MasterCard concerning the integration of crypto. In October, the payment processor announced that it was working on plans to integrate cryptocurrency into its services so that anybody who accepts MasterCard could also work with digital assets. While at this time this feature still hasn't been rolled out, the company did additionally just reveal that it has partnered with Coinbase to allow for all NFTs on the exchange to be purchasable with MasterCard debit and credit cards. We also can't ignore the fact that Visa has partnered with Coinbase and some other exchanges to offer their own crypto-powered debit cards. Speaking of Visa, the company recently did a survey of small businesses across 9 countries and found that over 25% of those surveyed said that they were planning on accepting some form of cryptocurrency in the coming year. There are many other stories as well. Google has been getting involved, for example, with their new blockchain and distributed computing branch, as well as the announcement that their Google Cards would support cryptocurrencies. Multiple web browsers are now offering native support for crypto, such as Opera and Brave browser, both offering built-in wallets. Various businesses have started accepting crypto for payments as well. In 2021, movie giant AMC began taking Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin, with promises of Dogecoin and Shiba Inu being added sometime this year. Of course, there's also Elon Musk and Tesla, who caused some waves in 2021 when Musk originally said his car company would accept Bitcoin, but then reversed that decision fairly quickly, citing the environmental concerns surrounding mining. More recently, the company did begin accepting Dogecoin payments, however, but only for some of the items in their online shop, not actual cars. There are actually quite a few other stories similar to the ones we just mentioned, such as more and more real estate companies getting involved, and even the New York City mayor has opted to be paid in Bitcoin. Not everyone is getting on board, but clearly many big names have begun to come into the space. Much like what we outlined before with the global monetary supply, this is likely going to keep happening, and more, in 2022 and probably for multiple years to come. Okay, so businesses are waking up to cryptocurrency, but what about banks, regulators, and governments? Well, unfortunately, depending on where you look, there are wildly different answers here. Let's start with one of the biggest and most promising stories of 2021, and that's the fact that El Salvador has officially recognized Bitcoin as legal tender. The government has even been making fairly regular purchases every time there's a dip, so it's looking like they're truly committed to this new asset class. On the extreme other end, we've also seen China outright ban the use of all cryptocurrencies, with the exception, of course, of its own central bank digital currency. Also, just recently the Russian central bank recommended that their nation should also ban all cryptocurrencies, again with the weak but persistent arguments that it's too volatile and primarily used by criminals. Then you have the US. While 2021 definitely saw discussions between lawmakers and industry leaders, no real forward movement came in terms of new legislation. However, it was revealed just recently that the Biden administration is planning to release a comprehensive strategy on cryptocurrencies, consolidating the approaches of several differing government agencies. What exactly the nature of that strategy will be, or how positively it will look upon digital assets, remains to be seen. Basically, it may be fair to say that governments and regulators are not only moving a bit slower than businesses, but they seem to be all over the place in terms of how they view cryptocurrency as a market. It's still a bit unclear if the continued growth of valuation would make them more comfortable with crypto or in fact less, but 2022 will likely give us some more insight. So, how early are we with global crypto adoption? Well, as we've basically covered here, it sort of depends on where you look and who you ask. Nonetheless, our overall assessment is that unless somehow crypto fails, like somebody breaks cryptography with quantum computing, or the world's governments and banks work hard to make it illegal everywhere, then it's almost undoubtedly just the beginning for the asset class. There's simply too much money in the world that hasn't entered into crypto yet. Not that all the world's value ever will, but it does seem likely that it will one day be higher than 1%. There's also too many people who still haven't been exposed to or bought their first crypto yet. Here again, not that everyone will, but it's highly likely that this wave hasn't quite crested either. Lastly, more than likely governments will, on average, come around to crypto with the proper regulatory framework. It isn't exactly clear how this will be applied even in the more accepting jurisdictions, and places like China may continue to ban these assets. Still, as a whole, there's so much potential to both improve our society and frankly make some money that the more level-headed regulators should see that stifling the entire field will only hold their country back. At this point, we should mention that if your business is looking to integrate crypto, then be sure to check out GoCrypto 2.0. Eligma's GoCrypto 2.0 protocol will enable truly decentralized payments, where the merchant can accept virtually any currency and receive the settlement in its desired cryptocurrency without any central entity in between. It enables automatic processing of not only crypto, but also card and digital payments. The payment process runs on a completely transparent system of auditable smart contracts and is very user-friendly. GoCrypto 1.0 is already available in 66 countries and is the fastest growing crypto payment network in the world. Its GoCrypto token is a multi-chain utility token issued on the Binance Smart Chain, Bitcoin Cash blockchain, and Smart BCH chain, with Solana and Avalanche chains soon to follow. By the way, if you also feel these will be looked back on as the early days of cryptocurrency, then you're going to want to load up. If that's the case, why not purchase some on the Stormgain cryptocurrency exchange? Stormgain is not only one of the hottest up-and-coming exchanges out there, it also offers several valuable perks such as a loyalty program, bonuses for referrals, annual interest on crypto deposits, and using the official app you can even begin cloud mining cryptocurrency for free today. If you're looking to purchase Bitcoin, Ethereum, stablecoins, or an array of other cryptocurrencies, then just know that Stormgain offers a bit more than most other exchanges, so be sure to check them out. Well, that'll do it for us today. We hope we've given you some insight into where we are in terms of worldwide crypto adoption in the beginning of 2022. Nothing is guaranteed, and maybe we've already seen Bitcoin's highest price that it'll ever reach. However, if you've watched this video, you should be able to see how much potential upside there is for a cryptocurrency as it finds its place in the global financial markets. Furthermore, as we all know, there's changes happening all the time in the world of cryptocurrency, and you're going to want to keep up. So why not check us out at beincrypto.com, where you'll find daily updates, analysis, and more. Also, don't forget to check out our other content right here on YouTube, such as interviews, educational videos, and our bi-weekly news show. And lastly, if trading is your thing, then come join our trading community on Telegram. You'll get access to the latest technical analysis from our top traders. As always, thanks to everybody out there watching, and we'll see you right here again real soon.